Alrighty, folks. Well, I'm unable to see the comments on Facebook. We'll just leave that one open, go on Facebook on this one. Because I want us to do a comment. So today, we're going to talk about Ted Kaczynski, or whatever his name was. He was the Unabomber, and for a number of years, until 1995, for nearly 20 years, for 18 years, this guy this guy literally bombed different university professors and academics and some airline professionals. He's 78 years old now. He's still in jail. But the reason I want to talk about Unabomber is because it gives me some confidence about sharing my own content. Not that I'm ever going to hurt anyone. Sorry, we're having trouble playing this video. Come on, Facebook. I just need to know it works, man. Is it still working? It says it is. Where's my Facebook? Where's my Facebook? Go down. All right, it says it's here. And it says we're having trouble playing this video. I wonder why that is. Anyway, I guess I won't be able to watch the comments as they come in. I'm sorry for that. I would if I was inside, but I like to be outside where I can smoke. So the thing about Ted is he was the Unabomber, an American domestic terrorist, anarchist, and former mathematics professor. He was actually studied at Harvard University, followed by it looks like Harvard, followed by University of Michigan. He was a mathematics prodigy, but abandoned his academic career in '69, probably when the hippies were happening, to pursue a more primitive lifestyle. So this guy lived on his own without internet, or there was obviously no internet, without electricity or TV or cable or phone or anything for a number of years. And he sent out packages to, like I said, academics and airline professionals that were bombs and that exploded and maimed them or killed them. Now, the reason I brought it up is because I didn't know until today this fact here, that the FBI director, Louis Freeh, and Attorney General Jen Reno in 95 gave in to Ted's demand. Ted's demand was that the New York Times and the Washington Post print his manifesto, which is just called the Unabomber Manifesto. It's actually got a better name than that. Here it is. So they actually gave in and they capitulated with terrorists and published this book, which is a 91% review on Google users, called Industrial Society and Its Future. It's a 35,000 word book about how this guy felt about the way that society worked. We can read reviews, we can get the book, and all that fun stuff. But the point is that the Times and the Washington Post published this book, this manifesto, in 1995. Unabomber wrote them and said he would stop bombing people, which he's done for 18 years. And the reason I searched FBI here a minute ago is because I wanted to find out how much money they spent. It's the most expensive investigation they've ever had in the course of the FBI's history, trying to find out who he was. But I can't find that fact right now. For more than 17 years, it says. I wonder if I can search spending. Now, why does this give me some kind of faith about my own content? Well, I don't have to kill anyone. I can just write my content. Anyway, he published this book, and the tens of thousands of tips that came into the FBI, including his own brother, led them to discover him and arrest him in 1996. How much did they spend on it? Evaded capture for nearly 20 years and became America's most prolific bomber. Discovery has a video, a documentary. It doesn't say how much they spent, but I know it's the most expensive investigation that they've ever run, and they didn't even catch him. His own hubris made him mail the Washington Post and the Times in 1995 and get them to publish his manifesto, which led to the tips, which led to his capture. Now, YouTube, I don't have to kill anyone to get my kind of message out there, because I published a video earlier today. I only shared it to all my friends and on Reddit, and it has 36 views so far in less than 5 hours. And my other video that I published yesterday on mental health and schizophrenia has 20 views, compared to all my other videos, which obviously don't have that many views. This one here is on politics. It's got a lot of views, but the point is, the two that I've done on schizophrenia have been prolific so far. I think that you guys should watch it if you haven't already. I wonder if I can copy this somehow. No, I don't know how. Anyway, go away, keyboard. I think that if I don't have to kill anyone to get my voice heard, that's probably a very good thing in my position, just because I've contemplated in the past and I've thought to myself, how am I going to get people to understand that it's important to think about schizophrenia and think about mental health and recognize these issues that face so many people. Like 1 out of 3 people are afflicted with mental health issues in their life, and 1 out of 21 of those are disabled by those issues by the time they reach adulthood, and they're unable to work, and people think that they're lazy or think that they're vermin sucking on society's breasts. But the truth is that we're all just trying to live, and we're all just trying to get by. So you should watch my YouTubes that I posted today and yesterday, and then there's a whole lot of other stuff, a whole lot of other content that Amazon is out there that includes stuff called My Manifesto, which is just a play on Unabomber and all these other people that have manifestos. Like, all of my books are free for today and tomorrow, and they deal with a lot of these issues. So I've made these books free in the hope that somebody will review them. This one I actually wrote with Melanie. It says that here somewhere in the title, by MG, Melanie Greening. And then all these books are free for today. Some of them have reviews, most of them don't. But they all deal with these very cringy and tough subjects that we don't like to talk about. And there's even some of these books which outline plans to kill or maim a whole bunch of people in order to get the point across. And so that's very dangerous to bring up here on Facebook live streaming. I spelled Google wrong. Google. But I have more than one document in my Google Drive that are titled or to do with manifestos. I don't know if I can look at Drive on this thing. 3 Commas Playbook. This is the wrong account. Add another account. And I've even written books and published them on Amazon that have to do with, like I just showed you, but I've actually written ones that are under pseudonyms because I don't want them associated with myself, that have to do with like rallying up all of the incels in the world that I can anonymously and through VPN. I can't sign into Google. How do I sign into the other Google? Did I do it somewhere else? Whatever. Point is, I really wish I could find those things. Let's try YouTube, just see what happens. That I've written under a pseudonym because I don't want them associated with my own name. Oh, I have a new subscriber on YouTube. Thank you, whoever that was. Let's try this. No, we're unable to sign into YouTube too. Very, very strange. Well, how do I send this document to myself? How do I even get on Gmail if I can't do stuff with Google? How did I get in my other Google account? Weird. Oh well. That's basically it. I mean, this stuff is all over the place. Let's see if I can send that to myself somehow or save it in my other Google Drive on my phone here. My buddy's saying I'm going to get swatted. Bada bang. Um, what I want to do then is go on to Drive. I don't even have Drive, do I? Drive. The other point that I wanted to bring up is that all of this actually matters right now because, hmm, all this matters because the Dow Jones is actually down by 4% or 5% in the last 5 days. We're facing an economic collapse that people like the Unabomber or the Bolsheviks or other prominent bodies that predict stuff about the capitalist future have warned us about. So apparently these things are on Linkshare, and I sent them to Michael Benexac, hoping that I can click on them in Facebook here. So these are the ones that aren't published anywhere because they're kind of cringy manifestos that could get me in trouble and could get me indeed swatted, like my friend had. How do I get rid of this thing? There we go. Today, the world saw atrocious acts of mass and random violence. So this is to do with finding people on the internet who are already very angry, uh, and getting them to hurt and maim and kill people on the same day to get my message across. But again, that's not necessary because you can get your message across without hurting it. It's another manifesto. This one has to do with the end of 2018 when the Dow Jones was down 3% in a day. And I compared that here to the Dow Jones down however much in the course of 3 days before 1930, before the Great Depression. And I made various comparisons for 10 pages worth of a diary on how that was looking before it recovered in 2019. At the beginning of January 2019, I wrote a whole bunch of entries in this diary called the Collapse Diary and called it Diary and Manifesto for a very good reason. And all of that's available somewhere on the internet. There's all of these links here where you can find that if you wanted to look for it hard enough. But the point is, none of that's necessary because people are watching my content already and excited to see what I have to say or agreeing with it. There's actually people on Reddit. My Reddit account got banned. Well, maybe I could look at what that looked like. YouTube, Facebook. I was talking to Paul. I don't think they removed the post. They just banned my account. But there's people all over the world who want to consume this content because it helps them understand or communicate their own schizophrenia or their own mental health issues. Here's the video from YouTube earlier, and here's what Buddy had to say. One of the best explanations I have heard. Everything resonates with my experience except the killing of animals. I always felt some kind of a presence when I was younger. Looking back at my life, it looks like one big episode. Um, and that's just the 20-minute video I did earlier on. Well, thank you, Selena Walsh. On what schizophrenia symptoms are like and what that could look like if they were unnoticed at a young age. Alrighty, well, I'm going to kill this video. I'm going to see if it makes any sense. I'm going to upload it to YouTube where I have my followers and subscribers. You should follow me on YouTube. If you just search for Jared Dunn or look at my recent posts, because I've shared some of these YouTubes somewhere. I'll add the newest ones to my profile after I'm done live streaming. Alrighty, thank you. Goodbye.